Welcome to the Fire Away Podcast. The podcast that is the Fire Away Podcast. Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's do it.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Fire Away Podcast. We are your hosts. That's right. We got a foursome today.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
We playing golf?
We are. It's Mark, Matt, and Fred coming at you.
New equipment.
That's right.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thank you. Podcast Studio P over here in Building 4. Don't forget, follow us on Instagram, Fire_Away Podcast, and check us out on all of your major platforms now.
Which are what? We got YouTube, we got Spotify, we got Apple,
Amazon.
iHeartRadio. Click that follow button. You'll get notified when the new episodes come out every other Monday. Unless there's a holiday, then we'll put it out the following day. We are 23 episodes and maybe more by the time this comes out.
And on YouTube?
Yep, on YouTube. No video yet.
I think we should do a little teaser video.
Yeah, we can
Little
start
commercial.
We can come out with something. We could get a camera in here. We got to talk about the editing part of that, and we can talk about that a little bit with Anna.
Are there any, I guess there's different things that you have to kind of follow by rules when you're putting on video.
As long as you mark it explicit on YouTube, you can cuss. As long as you're not trying to monetize it.
Okay.
If you're trying to monetize it, then you're going to get into a whole other algorithm where they're going to pull your videos for certain content. We're not trying to make money off of this.
No. We're pretty clean anyway. I mean,
we're pretty clean, but it's really Kelly has a beat button on the equipment.
Let's hear it.
If we're yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if we're recording
for the words above ass and damn.
Yeah. So if we're hitting some curse words on here, it's one thing to edit it, right? But it's a whole other thing if we're recording it on video. To go back and edit that out of a video takes twice as long now. So are we going to be cool with putting up a video that may have some language in it? We'd have to figure that out. I don't really know enough about it to link a video up with this audio. I just don't.
Yeah.
And how that would work. So
we talked maybe down the road somewhere. It's
yeah. I mean, we we have the
transfer.
camera, right? We could set it up on a tripod in here and record it. That's not a problem.
We like to promote safety here. The safety guy, Matt, over here. You know, we don't want you guys listening, but not watching while you're driving down the road.
Yeah, that's right. And then, honestly, do we want them sitting at their desk watching us on video? I mean, us good-looking gentlemen and all that, but let's get to work. Just listen to us in your headphones.
Hey, so talking about good-looking gentlemen, my buddy the other day, he's been playing with this AI, some kind of an AI thing, an app that puts your face or turns you into whatever you want to do. So he had him and I. We're supposed to be going golfing possibly on Sunday. So we send the picture to our wives of him and I standing side by side with golf clubs and ready to go. This AI generator stuff makes me look damn good. We are hot.
All right.
I mean, it's pretty wild.
So you weren't here for the Liz and Amanda episode. We talked a little bit about that, about
Mark's
AI.
sweating already.
I am dying over here.
You nervous?
No. Yeah.
Is it that microphone in your face?
Yeah. Excuse me. Hold on. So, we talked a little bit about that, and I kind of ended the conversation about what AI is going to replace in the future, and
Everything.
Yeah. So
some people are freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Well, it is scary. It is scary.
It is. And I said, look, as long as it replaces our project management team, we're good to go. And they didn't think that was funny. I thought it was a great joke.
Let me tell you what, Mark, I'm part of that team too, but
Oh, Jesus. I forgot I was talking
killing
to
me,
you.
Smalls. Hey, did you hear the story about the Pikesville High School incident with the
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
So a principal got in trouble for making racial comments. And the students hear it, and the parents hear it. And
Oh, it was on the news. It was everywhere.
Big uproar. The whole time, the principal, and I may be telling the story a little bit wrong, it's been a little while, but the whole time, the principal, I didn't do it. But he's being crucified. Long story short, they're digging in a little bit deeper, whomever digging into it, and it was actually the athletic director of the school who had used AI
To use the principal's
voice, and it wasn't the principal at all. After he's done being crucified, it's scary.
So
that's the part that makes actually.
Here's the scary part. We have put out a ton of content now everywhere with all of our voices in it. Enough content to where somebody could now take our voices and do that if they wanted to.
100%.
Because we have enough, you're a couple interviews alone, and then, we're on here all the time. They can take your voice and type in what you want them to say.
That's going to sound like me.
Yep. And there's an app where you can pick celebrities and already do it. So just imagine, this is only version 1 of AI. Remember how the first iPhone sucked? Give it 10 years and watch what this stuff can do. It's going to be kind of crazy.
It is, and it is scary. It really is scary. What they're going to replace, how they're going to replace it. It's not something.
I'll tell you what. I hope they replace these people that work at Wendy's. And shout out to everybody that works at Wendy's. You have to be some of the worst. I'll just say worst fast food employees. And if you're listening and your kids work at Wendy's, get them to work at Chick-fil-A or somewhere else, man. The Wendy's drive-through on Nursery Road and the one on B&A Boulevard.
Terrible.
Just give me AI already. And I don't even need Wendy's. I went there for my wife and kid, and that's even worse when you're working for
You
somebody
got a
else's
Frosty.
food.
Come on, man.
They do got an orange cream Frosty
Yeah,
now.
they
That's
do.
pretty good. I did eat some of my daughters. It's pretty good.
Hey, you like peach?
So I like peaches, but I don't like peach flavored things. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, I'm lying. I like peach flavored iced tea.
Yeah. Well, Chick-fil-A has that peach milkshake.
Oh, it's good.
It's fucking
With,
freaking.
with chunks of peaches in it.
Hit that button. Da-dong, da-dong. So the peach flavored milkshake, fantastic. Dairy Queen now has a peach cobbler blizzard.
Yep.
It's like the peach cobbler milkshake from Chick-fil-A, but on steroids. It is so good.
That good, huh?
Oh my God!
I do mess with a blizzard. I love me a blizzard.
I tell you what, blizzards all day, every day. I love those things.
I get tired of blizzards.
Yeah.
What? How you get tired of a blizzard?
I just
You just eat them too
Come
much.
on, man.
You've
You
gone
got.
too many
I
Dairy
mean,
Queens.
that's not good enough for me. How do you get tired of a
I'd
blizzard?
rather have like a hot fudge sundae or something.
Would you really?
Oh,
You
yeah.
look like a hot fudge Sunday kind of guy. You hot fudge all running down your lip.
But I mean, I'll do a blizzard here and there.
You
but
do a what?
I'll do a blizzard here and there.
Oh yeah. See, there's no Dairy Queens by me, so
Oh, I got one.
when we get
right
one,
down the
it's
street.
like it's a special treat.
I got a Rita's and Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I got to Rita's like 2 minutes away. Dairy Queen's 10.
I just
Now,
say I
see-
got to Rita's 2 minutes away, but Rita's, man, they price you out anymore.
Yeah, but I like that gelati.
Yeah.
It is expensive though.
Gelatis are delicious.
The
And
one
I
by
prefer,
me-
I prefer frozen custard over ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, I could go either way. I mean, I like the soft serve, I like regular ice cream. I mean, I'm an ice cream guy, so I don't drink anymore. So when I go out and we go on vacation,
Ice cream.
I'm a foodie and ice cream. I'm gonna find the best ice cream.
Now, what
I can
about?
find.
So I like getting like a mixed frozen custard, right? Chocolate vanilla.
I don't do chocolate.
I do the chocolate vanilla twist.
Yeah, you seem pretty plain.
And now I put Jimmy's on it.
Ah,
What's a Jimmy to you?
sprinkles.
No, so you're wrong.
No. Well, time out. You just asked me.
You just
what
got
is a-
voted out
you
2
just
to 1.
said-
We just both
You
told
just
you that it's
said,
sprinkles.
what is a Jimmy to
Exactly.
you?
Yeah.
And I told you. And then you told me I was wrong.
You're
So-
all wrong.
Okay, so what's a Jimmy
So
Lancaster?
Jimmy's are chocolate sprinkles. Sprinkles are rainbow sprinkles.
Who made that rule?
Not
So
me.
you just called the
That's just how
Jimmy
it is.
a chocolate sprinkle.
Yeah. So what
you
you call a
just said-
chocolate sprinkle,
Well, you just said yourself,
But it's a
Jimmy's are
Jimmy.
chocolate sprinkles.
it's a Jimmy.
I like it, man. One episode into 4 microphones, we're already arguing about sprinkles. This is awesome.
Well, I tell you what. You stick to your Jimmys and your sprinkles and your vanilla and chocolate mix. You know what I mean? You stick to that craziness.
Tune in here for riveting content.
So my Rita's is cool because they have like 7 flavors of custard on any given time.
Oh, really?
And I like coffee custard. So I'll do.
I
That sounds delicious.
It's good. So like their cherry is fantastic. So I'll do a cherry and a coffee custard, or a mint chocolate chip and a coffee custard.
Like a mint chocolate chip ice with the coffee custard.
That is correct, sir.
That sounds delicious.
Man, coffee sounds good right now. Especially as hot as it is in this room.
Oh,
I'm watching that thermostat from here. It went from 70 to 72 since we started talking.
all that all hot air that Matt's blowing over there about
Yeah,
Jimmy's and sprinkles.
Yeah.
Jimmy's.
Whatever.
We
you
used to have
say.
a Jimmy's here. He's no longer here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, this is kind of cool. You get a little, you get a little 3-way, 4-way
Yeah, I
On
like
the
it. It keeps the
microphone?
conversation going.
for sure.
And it's good, man. We have not done this. We're coming up on our year, and we've not done this together yet.
Look out. And just to see how far we've come in 1 year. It's awesome.
But we're so much better than what we were before. I don't know how
I
you
like
feel.
to think so.
I think I'm way more comfortable, and I was always comfortable in front of a microphone, but I'm way more comfortable now. Kelly's probably so tired to hear us talk. He's like, you guys and you and your cheesy content.
What other sounds you got on that thing?
Yeah, let's play with you.
Oh, man.
That's right.
We have fans.
Yeah. Oh, that matches Fred's new mustache.
Yeah.
Straight out of Super Troopers.
So we have a softball game. We got rained out anyway, so we're doing a scrimmage against the other 12U team. We put something together real quick because our weekend got rained out. And on the other team, the other 12U team, Sam, daughter's father, and he's a Baltimore County cop. Been for many years, and one of our fields is right next to the elementary school in Fallston. And I'm coaching third base, and he coming down, I turn around and say, "Hey, what's going on there, Sam? How you doing, buddy?" And he looked at me and said, "I thought you weren't allowed within 50 feet of a school." I said, "What are you talking about, buddy?" I said, "I heard you were retiring soon. I think they were looking for people. I thought I'd fit right in the police academy there."
Yeah.
So true to school. I mean, I don't like it. I think I look like a freaking goober, right? But my wife hates it.
So that's why you keep it.
There you go.
I'm keeping it as long as I can just to keep driving her crazy. But
Kelly could grow one tomorrow if he wanted to, and then just shave it off and have it back on Friday. He is Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Harry
I don't know if
Booger.
you've ever seen him grow a beard so fast in my life. Hey, come on in there, Derrick. We got our guest showing up here at the studio today. It's right. It's going to be Derrick Meilhammer. So we're going to be bringing Derrick in here
Sit
shortly.
next to me, big boy.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about, Derrick?
All right, Derrick.
Oh, don't put me on the spot. You guys invited me. You guys,
What do you want to talk about?
Hey, man, welcome to
are
the
in the
show.
spotlight.
And thank you again for joining us, man.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
You want
I
to get into your
appreciate the
Barbie
invite.
collection or what?
I'm my Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. I'm
Kitty.
sorry, Hello Kitty. That was
Yeah.
Are they stuffies? Are they squishies? What are
They're
they?
squishies.
Yeah, life-size ones.
Keep it
squish-
around the tub when I'm taking.
They're squishy. They get stuffied.
All right,
Jeez.
so Derrick's our guest today, our first foursome here on Fire Away. Derrick, you supervise the vehicles department. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been here and.
Almost 13 years now. I've been with the vehicles department.
Okay, and you've been running it for how long?
Probably going on maybe 5 years now.
Okay, cool. That's
Give or
enough
take.
about work. So what else?
I'm down with that.
So we've talked a little bit in just the past about other things, and I talked to you a little bit yesterday about the show and what we were going to get into, and you said, "Hey, man, I'm down to talk about anything." Sometimes we like to write things out on here. Sometimes we just like to have a conversation, so we can just have conversations today. So kind of what we were talking about before you joined the show here today is sprinkles. So what are Jimmys to you when it comes to ice cream, Derrick? I want to know.
What are they?
Yeah, what is a Jimmy?
What's a Jimmy?
It's just a sprinkle. Like
All right, thank you. 3-1. Matt's wrong. We said the same. Matt said a Jimmy is a chocolate sprinkle, and
Brown. It's a brown sprinkle.
a Jimmy's a chocolate sprinkle, and the colored ones are just called sprinkles.
Oh,
the
okay.
rainbow ones. Are
I
just
thought
called.
Jimmy was just the name of like a
chocolate
brand, like a
sprinkle.
brand name.
No, it's just a chocolate sprinkle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to put a poll out on this.
He's an
Again,
ice cream
as he said, it's
So
still
let
a sprinkle.
me give you one more thing.
Okay.
And I could talk food all day long.
It's Lancaster.
It's definitely not.
It's Afraida, Pennsylvania.
But chicken pot pie. What's chicken pot pie?
The
It's a
pot pie with chicken
pie.
in
What are
it.
you talking about?
But it looks like a pie, right?
Correct. It's got the top on it.
Yeah, see, that's not chicken pot pie.
The hell it isn't. The hell it isn't.
All right, what is that then?
What is that?
Was it?
So what you guys are referring to as chicken pie.
No.
No,
Yeah.
KFC
Pot
would
pie.
beg to differ.
Yeah, see, they're
And
wrong
so,
too.
and so would Marie Callender and every other Swanson and everybody else who had these things
So the
frozen
pot-
through
the
the
pot makes the difference?
1960s.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The pot makes.
No, so in Lancaster, I mean, it's a Dutch dish, but it's...
Just because things are in Lancaster doesn't mean that's what
But
it is
we have
across the world.
No,
That's where
but
it is
we
right
have
there.
we have
Got
a
the
chicken
weirdos
pot
there
pie.
anyway.
We have a chicken pot pie. It's more like a stew. But if you go to a local restaurant, if you order chicken pot pie, you're going to get a stew, not a chicken pie. So if you want what you're referring to as a chicken pot pie, you got to order chicken pie.
You go to every other city in the world
Yes,
and order
yeah,
chicken
for
pot
chicken
pie
pot
to
pie.
get what we want.
Correct.
If you want to get something different, you go to Lancaster. So
Yeah.
All right, so we already know they're backwards. I told you. I seen an accident where these Amish guys flipped the F-150. So something there isn't adding up, right?
I think you guys are eating the patties on the street. That's what I'm tell you.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'll bring you guys some chicken pot pie.
Yeah, okay, my man.
Put some Old Bay
My
on
man.
it.
Yeah,
You
and-
bring the
and-
chicken pot pie.
and bring the Jimmy Sprinkles too.
I sure will.
Fred will get us some coffee custard over there from Rita's. I'm all about it.
So Derrick, what? How long you been here at Fireline, buddy?
So, like I said, I've been here about 13 years. It's been great. I have a great crew and stuff like that. So, we just work. We just work, and ain't nothing special to it. Nothing.
You guys are primarily the Virginia, right? It's all Virginia stuff. DC, Virginia stuff.
Yeah, DC, Virginia. I mean, we do a little bit of Maryland here and there, but more just like heavy equipment, stuff like that, landfills, whatever.
You've had to see some stuff down there though, in those kinds of environments. Yeah,
Landfills, yeah, they can get, especially during summer. It gets pretty epic out there. Seeing some, like, you see a lot of eagles too, believe it or not.
And
the irony in that with the eagles, I never realized how big those things are. Those things are about 3 to 4 feet tall.
Well, let's ask Matt. Is that exactly what an eagle is?
Or what are they in Lancaster?
Our very own fact check over here.
Lancaster again.
I added a D in there. I
So
did that on
exactly,
purpose.
so exactly how many buses does WMATA have?
I think WMATA has about 1,600 buses.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
buses.
So we knock out about 3,200-ish inspections, give or take. That's just WMATA too. That's not including
The heavy equipment and things
the
like
other
that.
stuff. Yeah.
So out of curiosity, so vehicles is one of those things where I don't think a lot of even fire protection guys know a lot about. Either sprinkler guys, fire alarm guys, like something completely foreign to us. Can you explain a little bit what a vehicle inspection is, what kind of safety systems they have, what that looks like? Just educate the listeners on vehicles.
Usually it's usually on buses. School buses not so much, which they should be, but buses are, give or take, almost $1 million, a little bit more, depending on their CNG, which is the clean natural gas that they use. The system is basically like if you had a regular portable handheld extinguisher with hoses coming off of it. The sensors that are inside of the engine, which it primarily protects, or in designated areas like what we call hot spots, like your turbo or your compressor, places like that, exhaust. And then when the whatever designated temperature sensor that it has, whenever it reaches that temperature, sends a signal to the panel and tells the system to discharge. It's a very simplistic system.
And I tell you, I won out on one with you down in Ocean City, if you remember when we went down and did that. So what I didn't realize is, man, you're sitting there, these things are right over top of your head. Like these cylinders are right over top of your head in the bus.
Yeah.
Are they like that on all the buses?
Well, most of them, like now they're building them. They're building them pretty cookie cutter now. They used to be sporadic back in the day where you would just find the cylinder mounted anywhere inside or outside of the bus, really.
Like you kind of find a space that would fit in, and that's where.
Yeah, now they have it like they engineer them pretty well, where they primarily put the cylinders inside just the bus and stuff like that. So it's there's pretty much the same. I mean, during the summer it gets pretty hot. I mean, there's.
And you're working, like you said, that we're working in the hot spot, so you're already working in. Do they have to be? Do you get them as soon as they're done running, or are they cold?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're getting them as they come in.
We call it a short trip, where the technician will call up the depot or wherever they're at, saying, "Hey, I'm coming here tomorrow. I need XYZ bus. I need it here, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is." And then, when they come in, yeah, they're hot.
They're hot. Yeah, so that makes it even better on those warm.
Right.
Summer
So
days.
those sensors? What are the degrees on them sensors?
They're 350.
And are they like links? Are they more of a heat detector type thing?
They're more of a spot sensor.
Okay.
And then we also have what they call a linear line, which basically is just
Like a protector wire type thing.
correct. It's just like a rope, if you will. They vary in size, stuff like that, but they usually sit like a toaster oven. If you can picture a toaster oven, the top side of an engine is kind of where they sit. It just covers everything, depending.
What's the degree of them?
Those are up to about 370-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's when a bus is running? Like, what's the normal temperature?
Ambient temperature on a bus can be about 210, maybe 240. CNG buses run a little bit hotter, so when you get them off and it's already, like I said, it's already 80, 90 degrees outside, and you're working, got your head buried in one of them. It's a hot day.
When they dump, does it shut the bus down?
Yes, they have a 30-second delay when the system discharges. it'll set the alarm, and then it usually has a counter. It'll start counting down, start beeping real fast. Get the anxiety up to get the bus over and off to the side of the road as fast as you can, so that way you're not just stuck in the middle of a.
How many false dumps do you average a year, you think?
It depends. I mean, it could be. I really can't throw out a number. I mean,
But it does happen.
It does happen quite a bit, and a lot of times it happens from the depots just not properly, working on the engine or jump starting a bus because it sends a voltage spike through the system.
Okay.
Stuff like that happens quite a bit.
I'm just thinking, like, if it shuts the bus down, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden it goes off and there sits the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't have a place to go within that 30 seconds or so time, then yeah.
So
Backing traffic up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's happened quite a bit.
have they mentioned electric buses yet?
Yeah. The deal with that is as far as the fire suppression system is that there's no guarantee, because usually there's lithium bus batteries. When they go, they go.
Yeah, and I know they say there's no right now the fire protection industry there's nothing that can really put these things out. I know the pre-detection systems are where they're leaning like, hey, at least you
Correct.
can get out of it safely, but the bus is going to burn up. I don't know if this number is correct, Matt. Maybe you know, but I heard once those things go, it's 30,000 degrees.
Oh, it's instant.
Instant, and it's like lava.
The batteries
like,
themselves.
and they're putting them underneath of these buses, so the floor is essentially lava.
Oh, they're putting them above also. I've seen some videos of them igniting within like 20, 30 seconds. It just takes out all the buses next to it, the dumpsters, trees are on fire.
Oh, it's these
crazy.
lithium batteries there.
So it's volatile.
Yeah,
Like, we have Teslas, and like there's fire departments that will rent like a roll-off dumpster, like if a Tesla catches on fire, so they'll knock it down. But the problem is, you think it's out, but it's not. So they get these roll-off dumpsters, fill it with water, and just dump the Tesla in.
Let them sit for
A couple
days until they're,
yeah.
The only type of fire
Much safer.
detection that they have.
Much better than gasoline.
Yeah, the only type of detection that they have right now for lithium batteries is like kind of like a sniffer, where the battery, before it gets to a certain temperature, emits this whatever gas that's coming off. So they're trying to work on it now in order to get like an
early
Six-
detection.
Early detection.
a 6 to 8 minute detection on it to try
So
to get
that's
off.
a lot better than 30 seconds.
For sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you Google some of the videos and you watch them, it's like insane. Especially the ones that are up top. I mean, if somebody's in there, their head's going.
6 to 8 minutes makes sense. You get a chance to not only pull over but get away from it a safe distance if it's
Yeah.
burning up everything around it.
Yeah, it's a long time. That's plenty of time to get
Yeah,
somebody.
so
out
it
and
makes sense.
safety.
Just put these things on school buses. Let's put them on public
For
transport.
the listeners now, make sure you Google lithium battery fires.
Yeah, I think it just being I think the best thing would be to be able to put those into something that can contain until somebody comes out and grabs that
I
container.
think the
or
problem
does
is
something.
just finding something that can withstand that heat.
Well, it's hotter than the sun. The
nuts.
core of it is actually it's hotter than the sun itself.
Really?
It's getting there in here. It's 73 degrees now.
Hey, since we've walked into this room, is all he talked about.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I'm comfortable too.
I'm an alien.
You always sweat.
Okay, he's hot, and Matt's talking about sprinkles.
So
Jimmy's.
Jim,
What up?
have you seen? So Matt, just shifting over to you as a firefighter, we were talking about this with a customer and these lithium-ion batteries and these Teslas, and people parking them inside their garages. And you know, what I mean, if it catches on fire, there goes your whole house. And you would say, well, why would you park them outside? Well, some HOAs don't allow you to park your vehicle outside. You have to park it in the garage.
Well, not only that, not even the vehicles, but like, what about your kids' scooters and stuff?
Yeah.
You know, all these hoverboards that are out now and all that stuff. Like, that's all lithium-ion batteries.
All your battery operated tools.
Yep.
Your Ryobis.
And New York City was having a problem because, like, obviously a lot of apartment buildings, New York City, right? Well, they have, like, downstairs, like, where people walk in, all the kids park their scooters there, plug them into charge. Well, they were overloading the circuits, and then you got a building fire.
Yep. I just watched a video of a guy on a little scooter, like motorcycle, that doing deliveries. Just bought it right off the lot, and 10 minutes down the road, he had to jump off of it. Things burning in the middle of the road. It's crazy.
Man, they'll figure something out. Somebody will. Somebody be a billionaire off of something. I don't know what it'll be yet, but they'll figure it out.
They now have something that they've rolled out to the fire departments now. Obviously, it's new and it's expensive, so not a lot of departments have it. But it's like a spike for like these cars that you can go in, and it pierces the bottom of the car, so you can flood like directly at the battery.
Okay.
And it keeps the people back away from it. But still, I mean,
Yeah. That just seems like still a patch on a big leak.
yeah, exactly.
Just trying to figure this thing out. So, Derrick, typically what we're doing on these employee spotlights is getting to know you a little bit. So, and I appreciate you just jumping into the conversation here, but we really haven't gotten to talk about Derrick.
Well, what would you like to know?
So where'd you grow up at? Are you from around this area?
I grew up in Baltimore. Grew up in Essex. You know, a little backstory. I mean, it's a little sad. I was orphaned at the age of 10. My mom had passed away. Moved in with my aunt, and she did a great job raising me. Very, very wonderful lady who passed away a couple of years ago. So besides that, I mean, just a typical, teenage kid. Nothing too special. Graduated high school in Chesapeake.
Chesapeake, Anne Arundel County?
In Essex.
Okay.
Essex.
Oh, Essex,
Yep.
Chesapeake. Okay.
Yep. Graduated in 94. And I've just, I have a daughter who's 25 who lives down in Clearwater, Florida. She absolutely somewhat loves it now. I've been trying to get her to come back up. You know what I mean? Trying to egg her
I'll
on
tell you
for
what,
some
if I made it down
grandbabies.
there, there's no way I'm coming back.
Yeah,
I
she
feel like
lives.
Florida in this room. I think it's 74 now.
She loves it down there. I mean, it's kind of hard to convince her to come back up. She lives like right near a tourist.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Her convincing you to come to Florida?
Yeah.
Did you play sports in high school and all?
She did?
No, were you?
Oh,
did
did
you?
I? Yeah, I played soccer and
Soccer?
lacrosse.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't look like a soccer player. Yeah, and to the European football.
I was too short to play basketball.
I
I'm
feel you. Hey, look,
not big enough to play football, so I had to meet a happy medium.
yeah, soccer it was.
So
Or I think they call it football in Lancaster. I'm not sure. We can confirm.
At least you're
that.
starting to say Lancaster, right?
Lancaster. I've not been yelled at enough.
you got to drop the D on it.
That's
No D in Lancaster, right? So
Do you have any other hobbies growing up, man? Anything you like to do to keep to bide your time? Because we're similar in the same age. Like we didn't have internet growing up. It was go outside and play with your friends.
I mean, that was just about it. When we just hung out. I mean, we just did the typical kid things, teenage stuff, and then you get older and you have kids, and I'll be getting married in June 21st. I'll be getting married.
All right, so this might be out by then, but if not, either way, congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's a very lucky girl, by the way.
She's
a very lucky girl. So
I'm sure her friends are telling her that.
they better be.
Yep. So, but you guys going to do a big wedding, or you just going to do a?
No, we're doing something small. I mean, both of us been married before, so we're kind of just gonna, we decided just to keep it kind of chill, and then we're gonna have what she likes to call it an I do barbecue.
I do barbecue.
I like that.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool little nifty idea. I thought it was really nice. So it's just gonna be like family and stuff. And my daughter's coming up from Florida for a few days, and
that's awesome.
yeah. So,
How long have you guys been together?
almost 4 years.
All right.
Yeah.
So it was that time, huh?
Yeah. 3 years, I think it was. Is when she had enough and was like, "Look,
yeah.
dude,
You're too
better
good of a
pull the
man.
You
trigger.
know what I mean?" Nah, she's a wonderful woman. She really is. She's my piece, and I can't take that away. You know what I mean?
That's nice. No, so did
Is she
you
from Maryland?
Yeah. Yep. We actually went to school together. We didn't know each other, but we went to school about the same time. I think she was 2 years behind me.
Okay.
Hung out with a lot of same people that we've, over the years and stuff like that, but never actually met. So it was kind of cool that we just met on Facebook and started talking.
Good old
And,
Facebook.
That's it. This is the way of the world now.
Yeah, it
For
turned
you
out.
young people listening, Facebook was out before TikTok. You meet people on it, and whatever else you do on those kind of things. So I've always wondered this. So after your first marriage, and I'm married as well. So after your first marriage, and for whatever reason, and that's fine. Did you know you wanted to get married again, or did you just leave that possibility open?
At first it's like, you don't want to go through that again, because it's pretty devastating, but eventually you get over it and you just realize that you learn from a lot of mistakes, and you just take that and move forward with what you're doing in life and stuff like that. And, and again, like I said, it was just boiling down to finding that one person who was my piece, and
Yeah.
she was it.
Well, that's good, man. That's a good outlook on it. I heard something one day, and it's kind of stuck with me, and it was not specifically, but it was worded similar to this, and it was kind of like bad things happen in life. They don't happen to life, right? So we all are going to deal with bad things throughout our life, but we can't let it affect how we live our life. Like it's,
Right.
it's a bump in the road, right? So it's going to happen in life, but it doesn't have to happen to your life.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to define who you are or what you went through.
Absolutely.
You know, and I don't know
just-
when your first marriage was, but I was engaged when I was 19 years old, 20, maybe 19 years old, and it didn't work out. But I'm not the same person as I was. So you can also wonder, like, if we would have gotten married in, 20 some years ago when I was 20, can that person grow with you? Because, we do change as we get older, and everybody does.
Yeah.
Now, can you change together? Do you grow together? So it is tough. I do have some friends who've been married since, we got out of high school, and I look at them like, man, you are the rare people that made it.
Yeah.
But it's hard, I've kind of wondered about how that works with, if you're married once and you were to get divorced and what people's mindsets are.
Yeah, that's like Kyle. Kyle has married his high school sweetheart, and he's been with her ever since he's graduated. Like maybe even a little bit in the high school. I told him I'm pretty envious of that. That's pretty good.
It's not.
that
It's rare, but I mean, I think for our generation, it's not. I know a lot of people who have been with their high school sweetheart. I've always said, look, one and done for me, right? Matt was kind of saying the
That's
same
what I
thing.
say.
Yeah.
But
And it's not because it's been bad or anything. It's just I look at it as I get to do pretty much whatever I want. She supports me in everything. I don't think I could ever find that again.
That's
So
fair.
if it
That's a fair
happens,
point.
Like, not even trying.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And I mean, I say it for different reasons. I just say it because I kind of like you say, I feel like it would be devastating, and I don't know if it was something I'd want to go through again. But I guess, if
You heal from it, especially when you find that other person who that definitely helps that healing process.
yeah.
So,
And look, I don't have any plans on getting divorced. No. I like all my
Not
stuff.
my
I
goal.
don't want to give up half of it. Yeah.
Not my goal.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. So your daughter's 25, you said?
Yes.
So you had her pretty young.
yeah, I was 23.
Too young. That's what,
Not too bad.
That was the average. I feel like people are starting to have kids older now. Dummy over here on the mic.
Nah, not this guy.
Yeah, I had one at 38. That was smart.
I was just talking to my wife the other day. I'm like, do you realize, like, I'll be 41 and both kids will be out of high school. Like, I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my fiance, she has 4 girls actually. One of them's not living. The other 3 are. The other 2 are, they're teenagers, and then she has her youngest. So she had her at a pretty late age also.
Okay. So you guys are going to have a house full then when you move in?
Yeah, I mean, but
It's the Brady
so
Bunch.
right, yeah. So
The Brady Bunch was a
it's-
show for those of you listening that Fred listened to when he was a kid.
Yes.
Or
It's
watched.
all girls, and even like with speaking of my ex-wife, it was all girls then too. And even growing up, I was in a house full of all female.
It's fun.
So,
Hey, we're
All
3
your
girls.
cousins
We're
were
all.
but I'm
girl
okay with it
dads
because
here, right?
I think I understand. I got them down pat.
Fred, you're a girl dad too, right? You don't have any boys, right?
I got my 2 stepson boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
2 boys. Yeah, no. My daughter, and then I have 2 stepsons. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Kelly's a girl dad.
I got 2
You
girls.
got 2 girls. All right, lots of girls going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Nope, me
No,
neither.
it's wonderful.
There's
Most of the
something.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's been a lot easier than the boys have, I'll tell you that.
that's what I hear. So that's
That's what I
kind of
hear,
what I'm
too.
glad. As
Yeah.
mine is challenging as a almost 5-year-old is. I'm so glad it's not a boy. She's not a boy.
But I haven't got to the teenage years yet. So, I mean,
Good
from what I
luck.
understand, that's
I
boys
think-
are dumbasses. I think girls are just, pains in the asses.
Yeah.
So, of all the, not all the girls, I don't want to say, but the girls I've dated over the years, believe it or not, it's kind of like a little fun fact. They all had daughters.
Daughters.
Every one of them. It was just
Now, is your daughter married or anything?
no.
So you're not a granddad yet.
Not yet. So my fiance's daughter just had her daughter. So
You will be.
I will be. If you want to get technical with it, she
I do.
just had her.
I am going to start
Is it
calling
going to
you
be Pop
grandpa.
Pop Derrick?
Pop.
Pop,
That's
Pop
it.
Derrick.
That's
All right.
I think that's what I want to
you're
go with. Not pop, but just pop. I like pop. I like
yeah.
pop.
I like Pop Pop. She's going with Nana. So she's
Okay.
So
How's
she's-
that make you feel? Pop pop.
I mean, it makes you feel a little older, but but it's exciting,
Yeah, I mean your daughter's 25, so this is going to be all new for you now with a grandkid.
Yeah. Yeah.
From what I've always heard, they're the best because you can just love them and give them back. You know?
Right. And that's, like right now she's tiny, little cute little thing, but you look forward to all that, going outside and playing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
the stuff that you haven't done in a long time. Like right now,
Right.
I look forward to sitting on the couch once mine finally goes to bed.
Right.
You know what
right.
I mean? It's,
Well,
she's a ball of energy right
yeah,
now.
her grandmother is all about it. Like, I think that women just love to have the babies around. She's all about it. Like I go in there and I'm disappears. Like I'm not even around anymore. You know what I mean? Which is cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So what else got going on in Derrick's world?
Not much. I mean, just steady working, making sure that the guys are happy and I'm happy, and I'm waiting for soccer season to come about. I coach U12 soccer. Been doing that for a few years. It's been pretty fun. U12 girls.
That gets pretty competitive at that age, right?
Middle River. Yeah. I mean, not the we have a pretty decent team. We've won a few games.
Good.
Few times over the season, so some good games and stuff like that. So, besides that, I'm pretty vanilla. I mean, there's really not much going on.
All right, so talking about the wedding, you guys got a honeymoon planned? You doing anything fun?
So, with everything else that's going on, we had a graduation this year. We had a Sweet 16. We had graduation party. Our wedding is coming up. Her oldest daughter's wedding is coming up, and then we just had the baby born. So we're looking at probably pushing a cruise next year.
Okay.
So we get all this stuff out of the way, and then kind of just focus on that.
Nice, man.
So,
I love cruises. That's my favorite.
I've never been. I heard it was really, really cool and kind of chill. So
Yeah, that's my favorite way to vacation. How about you guys? You guys been on cruise? Oh yeah, for sure.
I've never been on a cruise.
I enjoy them, but it's not my favorite.
Well, they're finally letting Baltimore cruises out now. I heard so.
Well, I just saw the Dolly. The tanker ship has been pulled now. It is actually in the dry docks.
Yep.
I didn't notice that. I didn't realize that until the day I was coming over.
The cargo ship.
Yeah, the cargo ship.
I heard that they had
They floated it the other day.
the crew was still on there.
They can't. They're not allowed to come off, is from what I hear.
So it's been what,
Expired visas.
2 months?
Expired visas.
That's what I've heard.
Is that right? Yeah.
It's been 2 months.
Well, they
Something like
they had to get them off before they blew the structure. They wouldn't let them on the ship when they did that. Okay. So they had to pull them off for safety reasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That doesn't mean they weren't sitting in a boat somewhere,
right there.
pushed and not back on land.
gotta
But
be
I
some
do know
kind
when they
I'm
blew
thinking,
that structure, they couldn't have been on that boat.
Under this circumstance, you can't get
I
there.
was just say there's
off
got
the boat.
there's got to be some kind of customs exceptions. Like, hey, you know what I mean? These people can't be on this boat. We're about to use explosives on it. Who
Correct.
knows?
Right.
Correct.
What do they
Shape
quote?
charges.
5 years, I think they said, for this new one to be built.
Well, so they said, I heard on the news yesterday, and I don't know when this will be out, so how long this will be. But anyway, yesterday they said when they built the one that was existing, it was 5 years, and this one will not take as long. They did not give a timeline, but they said this one will not take 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, I think the last I've heard is it should be done in about 3.
3.
Once they get going, once they start.
And it sounds like it's going to be pretty cookie cutter, almost like they're going to build some parts of it.
It's going to look like the one they
off-site.
just did up there in Tampa Bay with the wired spans that kind of come down.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it won't be necessarily like what we're looking at right now on this TV screen.
Wow. So what they were talking about is raising it. I know they were talking about raising it up, and that was one of the things they had said in the past is they wish they would have, because they want to get these bigger ships in, not just cruise ships, but cargo ships in, to where they don't have to use these cranes to get them in. So they want to have it the same height as the Bay Bridge, so they don't have to worry about those the big ships not being able to come in.
Yeah, they said that one of the major problems was it was 1977 engineering going against these huge cargo ships that weren't really that big back then.
Yeah,
So
well,
you gotta
that kind of clears up some of the questions if you think about it. Because I was thinking, when it first happened, and we've talked about this a couple of times, but how can a ship knock a bridge down, right? You would think that these things were built to withstand that, but that makes sense. If it was built to withstand a 1977 ship, and now here we are.
It's funny who you listen to, though, because when it all first happened, you had different engineers, had the Hopkins engineer, MIT guys, and they were all saying different things. Right?
Everybody
Some were
becomes an
saying but the experts were even saying different things. Where you've got some saying, if you had the dolphins in place, which were around the columns and all that, it would have withstood that
Didn't he say it went through the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, and then you've got others saying that I don't care what you would have had in place. You got a ship that big.
It's not going to.
It's not. You know, what I mean, is it collapsing the way it did? Maybe not. But is it just going to like bounce off and not? No, it's like it's just no way. I don't care how you build it.
Well,
something that big is going to cause a problem.
Didn't they say they're going to start towing the buses or the buses? Listen to me, towing the ships underneath of the bridge, like past the little island out there. Inside.
Well, they were before, so they stopped. So they had just recently stopped when this accident happened, as they were let out by tugboats. Mm-hmm. Once you got under the bridge, then they let you go, and then within. And again, don't quote me on this, but within the month that accident happened, they had just stopped that.
All
I bet they start
harbors
back up again.
All harbors are supposed to. So you're supposed to have a pilot.
Yep.
And the pilot's supposed to be the one that actually navigates that boat in and out of their own harbor because they know the harbors. They know how to get in and out. So, but yeah, I mean, they said there was pilots on there, but there was no tug. They let the tug go. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation.
Yeah, could a tug have stopped that boat without power though? As big as that thing was.
Well, if the tug was still tugging from the get go until it got through, then different story. You know what I mean? But once it was under power,
I'm not sure.
I mean,
Lost power.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how any of that stuff works.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, they talk conspiracy, they talk accident. It's
so I know you're a conspiracy guy. We talked about that. On our Liz and Amanda episode, we talked about their favorite conspiracy, and we just kind of dug into it. Do you have a favorite conspiracy?
Without sounding like
let's all sound crazy on here. I like it.
You know, the whole flat Earth thing's always kind of intrigued me a little bit.
It's intrigued you as far as how can people believe in it, or you believe it?
I mean, like I said, I'm a kind of skeptic on it. You know, with a lot of things of just.
Have you ever seen a globe, Derek? It's
right, exactly. So I mean,
let's get into it.
But
where you at, Kelly?
It's just always like it was always fascinating me to there was a lot of things on both sides of it being true, it being not true. I mean, really at the end of the day, is it really going to affect the way I live? No, not really. So
that's what we talked about with conspiracy theories. Is it's just entertaining for our brain, right? We don't necessarily need to believe. And just because I believe in aliens. Some people think that makes me crazy. But whatever, right? Amanda believes you can time travel, and this dude on TikTok shed. So listen to the episode. Right. But it is right. It's a form of entertainment for our brains. It lets us escape the everyday life and stuff that we go into. So it's fun to talk about. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not here to judge you. If you think the Earth's flat, that's cool. I want to hear about it.
Right. I have no idea.
I've never been to space.
Yeah. I just have no clue on how anybody could think it was flat.
Well, how do you think it was flat?
I mean, because everything is flat. You know, I mean, I know there's curvature, but they talk about like the way the planes fly, the planes maps out the way they
But then how comes when they take pictures from outer space, everything's round?
Well, because we've never been to outer space, man.
And then like I said, you want to get into a deeper part of it. You go, or are they really real? Or there's pictures really real? Are we being deceived?
So, do you believe in the first moon landing? I mean, that's kind of a conspiracy, right? People don't 100%. Think that happened.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, like I said, it's I don't feel like the Earth is the only thing that's flat and everything else is round.
So you think the universe itself is flat? So that would kind of go along with some of the theories that time is linear, right? That time is not cyclical. That time is just something that never ends and it just keeps going and it's on a surface.
Correct.
So then, like when you would view the universe, you're almost just looking straight out. That these things aren't orbiting or considered. There is plenty of theories out there that would suggest that.
Right.
And make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, Fred's not a believer. So I just,
like I said, I want to be clear that it doesn't define who
I even love how you threw out there linear, and I mean, you really sounded like you knew what the hell you were talking about. You almost had me for a second. I was like, nah, you ain't getting me on the linear stuff.
So here, and look, this will maybe, and I like to play devil's advocate, so I'm going to take Derek's side on this because I've never been to space. I've only seen the pictures. That's what you're saying, right? We've only seen these pictures. The pictures of the original moon landing look kind of skeptic, like a little sketchy.
I'm not going to say there's now some skeptical or some skepticism with what all happened out there. You know what I mean? knowing that the race and apparently USSR was there first, and now we got to get out there. And so, could things have been staged? Could part of it have been staged before we actually got out there? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. But the thing about conspiracies and even something like that, there's too many people who are involved. Too many people are involved and how can anybody that many people stay quiet for that long?
You threaten enough people, you know.
I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean,
I know what you're saying.
People tell people you can't tell a secret, because
Right,
everybody
right.
had that one person they can trust, who had the other person that they can trust, who had another person they can trust, and so on and so forth. So you can't tell me over time that everybody stayed hush hush. Same thing with the aliens and the Area 52 and all that. Like, I don't know one way or the other, and I can see theories on both sides on most of this stuff, and I can understand that there's always pros and cons or two sides of a story. My biggest thing is like I just said, how in the heck can people stay quiet for that long? Because it takes a lot of people to put something like that together.
If you have a small team that's done it, like say they did they videotaped it or whatever in this little basement in Hollywood, as Red Hot Chili Peppers says in their song. If they did something like that and they only had a few
people know that it was fake.
that
Everybody
just
else
did that
believes
and
it's real.
sent the film out.
Those people are way dead by now, by the way.
Not
So
all
that
of
secret,
them.
no?
Right before they started talking.
Yeah, I mean, but who knows? I mean,
It's fun to think about.
but I do agree. Like it would be very tough to keep something that big.
Where do you stand at on aliens?
I believe in aliens.
Do I think that we're alone? I think I'd be ignorant to think that we were alone in this universe. Only because
That's where I'm at with it.
Only because how our planet sits in what they call the Goldilocks zone. They found other planets.
And we're sitting out there flat.
You know what I mean? We're just floating. We're just on a frisbee. Everybody else is round. But do I feel like we're the only creature? No, I can't. I just can't.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know what else is out there. I don't know what else is alive. What would you call alive? Is it microorganisms and bacteria? And they all call that life, right?
Yep.
So, but yeah, I don't think I'm naive enough to believe that we are the only things in existence in the entire universe. Now, what else is out there? I don't know. Are we? Maybe we're the aliens, and everybody else is the normal people. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
So we had talked I don't know if you remember this conversation, but it was years ago. You're not a big fan of dinosaurs. Am I putting you on the spot here? Was it you that I had this conversation with? I've had it with my mother-in-law, but she's not here to defend herself.
Well, you got a problem with T-Rex and little short arms?
No, my mother-in-law says the dinosaurs didn't exist. And I say, well, I've seen...
How we get all the oil?
So
I don't know. I've had the
I don't know, with
conversation.
dinosaurs.
And if it wasn't you, then we don't have to talk about dinosaurs.
Have you seen a real dinosaur run around?
I have not.
I mean, they say that a lot of the dinosaurs that you see now are, they only find a few bones and all the rest of them are just replica.
Yeah, just an
an
exaggeration of what once was anyway.
Who knows?
What do you think, Fred?
Oh, I'm all about the dinosaurs, bro.
All about the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, now, granted, I wasn't there either, so I don't know for sure.
right,
you know what I mean?
right,
But
yeah.
it's like, come on now.
So here's the thing about
If
dinosaurs.
we didn't have dinosaurs, we wouldn't have Jurassic Park. Like, come on.
Wouldn't have Jurassic Park. It's
got a good point.
All right, so we talked about aliens. All right. I'm trying to connect this here.
Do you need to tell?
Bear with me.
Dinosaur aliens?
It's getting hot in here.
So, right, the Earth is, I don't know what they're calling it now, over 13 billion years old. It depends on who you talk to or what you believe in. And again, don't quote me on this. You can Google it for yourself. But if dinosaurs were around millions of years ago on Earth, then what was around on other planets years ago, right? This is like, why did they have to be here first? If you look at all the things that it takes for there to be life on Earth, right? All these exact percentages have to be right? Gravity and the oxygen level, right? Everything is exactly what it has to be on Earth. If Earth spun at 1 degree difference,
It's almost like a miracle, huh?
yeah, right. So right, and you can say that, right? And some people will believe, hey, there's some kind of divine intervention, right? And I don't know if we all believe in the same God or not, but something made this. At least that's what some people would say, and some people would say that
Big Bang.
yeah, whatever, right? You can get into 1,000 different beliefs. It just, yes, I believe. I'm just rambling, but yeah, I believe in dinosaurs. But it just they don't make sense to me. Like, why did they have to be here first? That's what I can't. What I'm not
Maybe
getting.
they weren't.
We don't know. Maybe humans were there before them. I mean,
Yeah.
Everything writes itself, and we all know that just by living in
So-
the short life that we've lived in, that things do start changing. You know what I mean? And they've talked about Mars, especially, where they think life was at one point in time on Mars, with the Mars rovers and the pictures of from outer space, and when they're on there, they're talking about finding what they think are structures that were on Mars from how many ever years ago, and underground tunnels through Mars, and even like some people think that the freaking moon could be hollow. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like
to add to your Mars thing, the conspiracy of that is that there was actually a civilization that actually left Mars and came to Earth. I've read some stuff like that, and where it's like, whoa, man, this is crazy. But
So one thing I learned, and you might have learned this in school, but I did not. I was not a good student. Is that the moon actually doesn't shine? Did you know that it's just a mirror that reflects the sun's light back to Earth?
yes,
yeah,
I did not. Oh, Jesus. Everybody's looking like I'm a moron. Did you know that sprinkles are just chocolate?
No, those are Jimmy's.
Jesus, still got it wrong.
But I'll tell you what, even the schools in Lancaster told us that.
I did not. Kelly, am I the only one?
I got a question
All right.
still on this whole
Oh,
flat Earth.
Jesus.
I'm back on the flat Earth
Cut
thing
my
real
mic
quick.
off.
So, satellites. We've got satellites out there, right? That are satelliting with their stuff.
have you seen pictures of satellites around the planet when they take pictures of the planet?
So are satellites taking pictures of satellites? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, when they're
Yes.
have you seen satellites?
The International Space Station takes pictures of them.
You've seen? I've never seen satellites around the planet from a picture, ever.
You've never seen pictures of
Never.
satellites?
Not-
They're all
not-
over. Like Google it.
I don't have a Google. We're going to get Kelly up on the
I
big
don't know if I
TV with
understand
Google
that
so we can
question.
talk about it. That's actually what we should add next is
So,
Kelly's computer on the
apparently-
TV.
Well, I was just thinking that too when you said
There's
Google. Like, hey,
thousands and
pull
thousands
stuff
of
up.
satellites that are orbiting the planet.
Yep.
But every picture that you see of the planet, you've never seen the satellites orbiting the planet.
All the time.
I've never seen a picture with orbiting tens and thousands of satellites around.
So even if you did see a picture, is it real? Or did somebody, because I could Photoshop a bunch of satellites into a picture.
I don't know.
I don't just, so, listen,
We could go down a deep
Yeah,
rabbit hole
this would
here.
go really far.
You ever had DirecTV?
Well, that satellite sat in my front yard. so,
Yeah.
I mean, I
There's
don't know.
another one I get. It's a guy that used to work here, and I don't want to say we get in debates all the time. He's big on this cloud seeding thing, like they're chemtrails and not jet trails. I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, these are different than a normal jet trail, and why does it disappear?" And I said, "Well, it all has to do with the altitude the plane's flying at, and like all this other stuff." But it's nope. They're spraying stuff, they're poisoning us, and all this stuff. And then we go down this. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like I end up just saying, you believe what you want to believe, and it is what it is.
Is he talking about like weather control too? Or
Yeah,
something?
well, you know,
And
they
it
just did
drives
that.
me
They
nuts.
just did a thing
In Dubai. Did you see?
Dubai, yeah,
they were cloud seeding and it caused flooding all over the city of. I don't know if Dubai is a city or a country. I have no idea. Again,
Dubai,
I didn't even know that the
Dubai's a city.
moon was reflective until like I read a Dr. Seuss book to my daughter a couple
No,
weeks
and there
ago.
is like there are spots that they say like we're trying this technology
Right,
in this
right.
location, but to say that they're flying all over the world just spraying random stuff, like I don't believe it.
That kind of to me takes that back to what Fred was saying earlier. Too many people would have to be involved for that to be kept a secret.
It's
If
tough.
that wasn't,
It's
if
tough.
that was the case.
And everybody would be sick from the same thing, right? I mean,
Like this thing called COVID. Yeah.
right. It's a COVID plane.
But it's just funny, like all these conspiracy theories that
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy theory for everything out there, and it just drives
Fun,
me nuts.
but that's what
You
I'm
hadn't
saying.
written anything down in a
Speaking of
while,
the
Kelly. I
bridge,
want to get you back
yeah.
to work.
They had there was conspiracy theory
Oh,
about
yeah.
the bridge
As soon
saying
as
that
they're
they
like,
did
oh,
it
they
on
were
purpose.
exploding. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to do it because
and when we talked about in the Amanda and Liz episode, when we did our conspiracy episode, was just about like it doesn't have to be an argument, right? Like
No.
we don't have none of us know. It's what makes it a conspiracy, and it's just it's a fun entertainment of the brain to think about these things. And there are people that there's people that go out there and hunt Bigfoot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I could get into that. Like you could talk me in to
Hunting
big,
that, yeah,
100%.
big
dude.
hairy son of a gun.
Yep, like I will use a vacation day right now. We'll go somewhere out in West Virginia and hunt Bigfoot for the day.
is that where he was last spotted?
I just made up
You just made up
a
something.
rural area.
Take some Jack Links with you, right?
Yeah, some Jack Links. Like I can get into those kind. Like tell me that Yeti's real. Tell me Loch Ness and all that. Like those are the fun ones to me, for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the cool thing about conspiracies. They're all out there, and they're always fun to talk about and get both sides. And there's compelling evidence on both sides most of the time. You can say, well, I mean, I can definitely make you think. And
As long as you don't let it define you.
yeah, well,
Well, here's one thing we do know, right? The government lies to us. Of course they do, right? There's so many things that happen. Yeah, right. That has to happen that a normal person just can't digest in their life, and then they're not going to tell us about these things that are going on because it's none of our concern in their mind. And I mean, right? There's a great joke out there from a comedian that says, you don't think the government lies to you? They're in charge of 1 billion people. I'm in charge of my one kid, and I lie to him all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Like, of course, they're not going to give us the whole truth on a lot of things. So that adds a layer to the conspiracy theories as well. Like, part of some of these things probably have some truth to them, and then our minds just will run wild with the rest of it.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun to talk about, though.
Yeah, for sure. I know, like, one of my things, like the John F. Kennedy assassination, right? Like, my dad is a big JFK fan, so growing up,
I know somebody that wasn't.
Exactly.
The CIA.
It was a driver, right?
But like, so was there one shooter? Was there more than one shooter? And like, what keeps me intrigued with that is like, you'll have these people say, well, look, the way this bullet travels and this, it has to be more than one shooter. But then you go back and they're like, no, it's only one shooter because this could do this. And like, both sides have valid points. Yeah. And it makes my mind like, man, like, I don't know who do I believe here? He
really wasn't shot at the exploding vest. He's alive.
Exactly.
Living somewhere in the Catskills.
Yeah, with Tupac out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I guess it's about time we wrap this episode up.
So we ask everybody the same question when they do our podcast.
Sprinkles?
You call them sprinkles from now on. What would Derrick Meilhammer, is it Meilhammer? I'm saying that right? Just say Derrick. Derrick today say to Derrick walking in the door 13 years ago? What advice would you give him?
What advice would I give me 13 years ago? I want to go back to what I was saying about getting married and making sure that that woman that you are with is your piece, and you need to make sure of that 100%.
Nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if she's not, then you need to move on.
I'll be back. I'm going to call my wife.
Nice, man. Well, Derrick, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming on today.
I appreciate the
the
invite, guys.
Thanks for being part of the first foursome.
Yeah, first foursome. All right, everybody. Don't forget.
Glad you guys took it easy on me. Thank you.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, fire_away podcast. Check us out on all of your major platforms now, and we'll talk to you next time.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Thanks.